Hello everyone and welcome back to the portfolio update for May 2025. I apologise for being away for so long. I've been very busy finishing off my university degree. Now that's all over, so I'll be back making videos every month as was the plan at the start of the year. It just got a bit hectic with university. But anyway, we'll be doing a full run through about what's happened in the last few months since I've been not making the videos. I've still been updating the spreadsheet and everything, just not had time to make videos. So we'll be running through all of that today, as well as the May portfolio update for this month as well. So just a wee disclaimer, the information presented on this channel and in these videos is only intended for entertainment purposes and should not be considered financial advice. So please make sure to do your own research before investing in any stocks or shares. If you guys could like and subscribe, it would really help the channel out. And without any further ado, let's jump straight in and start with a wee promotion. So there's free shares still going on with Robinhood at the moment. If you would like any, there's a link in the description. I think you get 5 free shares at the moment. I think it's going to last for the next week as well. It's been previously a week and it will be going a week into the future as well. So may as well get that while it's available, and I think you just need to deposit £10 or something. Deposit something into an account and you'll get the free shares. Okay, so my aim is to build a sustainable passive income stream through dividends with the long-term goal of retiring early. So to achieve this, I invest primarily in large cap companies, worldwide companies, with a strong track record of constant dividend payments. However, I have started to diversify more into companies that have a growth potential. I also diversify my portfolio by investing in Vanguard exchange traded funds, or ETFs, to help reduce risk and help support steady long-term growth. I also use stocks and shares ISAs, both on the Trading 212 and Vanguard platforms, to ensure my investments remain tax efficient. So don't pay any tax on any gains within your ISA, your stocks and shares ISA. Okay, so my Trading 212 platform, it has been a wild ride up to this point in the year. So I've had this ISA now for 2023 right through to 2026, so this is the third tax year of having it, but I've never really seen anything quite like what we've just experienced in the last month or so. So it's actually levelled off and came out a bit better. When I jump over to the Trading 212 portfolio on the app, I'll show you what I've done on the app as well. But the current amount is £48,128.17. I've added £42,901.45 to that. That means I'm still up with a gain of 12.18%. So overall, after the tariff announcements and everything, still looking okay, but you know, that was quite a wild ride for this half of the month. So I added another £1,112.54 at the start of May. And the dividends that I received for the previous month in April were £105.54. So that brings me to a total dividends of £1,652.28 within the Trading 212 platform. So what we'll do now is we'll jump over to the Trading 212 platform and I'll show you some of the trades that I've made and what's changed in the last few months. Okay, so that's us over to the Trading 212 portfolio. The number has changed a wee bit from what the PowerPoint slides say, as it jumps around all the time at the moment. It's very volatile at the moment, shall we say. And with the tariffs, you know, I think they're getting a wee bit better now that a lot of them have been reduced. However, I think big crashes could happen at any point, you know. I moved my money from my invest account into my stocks and shares ISA. That was sort of the big jump here. However, I was still losing money, down about £6,000 at one point. Back up now, so up about £5,000, you know, so it's absolutely fine. Happy to continue holding. It scared me a wee bit when it started to really drop. However, just kept investing. I was able to sell out some of my smaller holdings and buy into ETFs as well, so that was really useful. So I was able to lower my buy price for my ETFs, so that was something, probably the only good thing to happen out of it. But as you can see, my buy price is a lot lower now at 79. It was up around 80s, so I was able to buy in a lot more at a lower price, so that's absolutely fine. So I'll just scroll through my shareholdings that I have at the moment. Very happy with a lot of the ones I hold. Volkswagen, Stellantis and Greencoat UK Wind have been horrible stocks to hold over the last year or so. So I will be looking to reduce my position, hopefully if they come back up to a price where I'm able to take a loss. I think Volkswagen is still able to make a small recovery, maybe even back up to buy what I bought it for. However, the last year's been horrible. So I think it is reaching its lows. It has started to rebound a wee bit with some of the news coming out, but it's still been a poor stock. Stellantis is similar, been terrible. The cars aren't selling. They're losing the Chinese market. EVs are just not selling the way they thought they would. So all these factors have played into a poor stock price and a poor performance. So I will still be holding them at the moment, but probably be looking to remove my money from there as well. Also, the dividends that I'm receiving at the moment will be a lot less than previous years. This is due to the amount of money that I've got in individual stocks, so therefore the money that I'll be receiving will be less. I've sold off quite a lot of the stocks that paid really high dividends, as these were quite volatile during the crash. However, that does not mean that I won't be reinvesting in them at some point. So what we'll do is we'll jump back over to the we'll jump back over to the PowerPoint now, and we'll continue on with the rest of the video. Okay, so my Vanguard ISA for the 2021, 2022 and 2022-2023 years, I managed to consolidate a lot of this. I think that actually happened before I stopped making videos last time, or in February. So I managed to consolidate everything into the S&P 500 and the All World High Dividend Yield. So that brings me with a current amount of £25,042, and cash added is £18,794. That gives me still a gain of 33%. So still happy with this at the moment. However, it was up about 27,000, so it's still a large drop off from where we were in early parts of this year. So still be holding, obviously, and going to continue holding. So that's how Vanguard's looking, and the dividends that I've received for Vanguard last month were £51.99 for the S&P, and the FTSE All Cap high dividend yield was £46.70. That gave a total dividend received of £98.69. So very happy with that as well. Just a standard sort of dividend payment. The larger one usually comes in the third quarter, so that will be sort of September time when that one hits. So that brings me to the sort of total amount in all of these portfolios. So I've got my Vanguard, I've got a Swissborg, which was it still is cryptocurrency, and I have a wee £558 in there, and then my Trading 212 ISA. So that brings me my total to £73,729.49. So very happy with how it's all looking and how it's recovered. What we'll do is we'll jump over to the spreadsheet now, and I'll just show you how I track all of my, all the money that I have in my portfolio. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet that I use to track all of my portfolio. Every previous year as well, so 2022, 23, 24 and 2025 are all in this, and all the dates that I take readings, sort of, I'll go through all my portfolios and take a number from, are in here as well, so I can see sort of what's happening at each time. So as you can see here, on the 31st of January, it hit an all-time high of 74,800. That was huge. If the year only continued like that, that would have been amazing. However, it didn't. And we dropped all the way down to, on April 4th was the lowest reading that I had, which was £65,154. So, you know, it was down about £9,000 from the all-time high, and it was down maybe about £8,000 for this year. So, you know, when you see numbers like that, it's quite worrying. However, the last month it has nearly fully recovered. So 21st of May, which is when this video has been recorded, that is the number. So it's 73,700. So it's recovered massively from what it was. So that brings me down only brings me down to £386. So that I'm only down that amount at the moment, and that means I'm down 0.55%. So nothing too worrying at all. Also, that takes into account money I've added as well. So you know, it's not the worst. And dividends, you can see them all tracked here. So that's how I track my portfolio and what's sort of been happening over the last few months. So I make sure to track it all because I think it's vital that you know where all your money is and how it's increasing or decreasing, and you really need to know where all your money is and what it's doing. So I've made a free video as well on how to make this tracker. I'll leave a link to it somewhere on the screen at the moment for you guys. Okay, so we'll jump over to the PowerPoint and round off the video as well. Okay, so that's just the total dividends that I've received and the total dividends all time for both platforms. So that gives me a total dividends this month of £204 and a total dividends of all time of £2,951. So getting there, and markets all seem to be recovering, which is really nice. So very happy with how it's all looking, and I will continue just to keep adding money month in, month out. And I really want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has continued to support the channel throughout the months that I've not been here, and I will be back uploading regularly. So without any further to do, just want to say a massive thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. See you guys later.